cuties, besties, and ghosties. This is Muertera. Welcome to my channel, Muertera. Today we are doing a really fun reading. We are going to be asking about your future spouse. So we have three piles here. We have the Santa Muerte Tarot. We have the Rainbow Heart Tarot. And then we have my fave, the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. We are going to be starting out with oracles. We'll ask what energy you are going to be in, what energy your partner is going to be in when you meet and first get together. We will ask about the purpose for this relationship in your life and what you're working towards, the energy that's around when you meet this person, as well as things that you'll struggle with in the relationship and grow with. After we're done with the oracles, then we'll move on to tarot and we'll ask a little bit more about what this relationship is going to look like and how it's going to go. So I'm really excited about this. I do want to apologize because I'm pretty sure I sunburnt my hands. I went to Ciclavia yesterday and rode like 18 miles, and I don't think my hands were prepared. I think they're actually really puffy right now too, because I could barely get my rings on. So don't mind the little bit of a sunburn. She doesn't get out much. But yeah, so if you have not done a pick a card reading, we will have a section where I'll play a singing bowl and you can have a little bit of time to meditate or kind of dig into the energy of the piles. I'll go through the crystals and the meanings for each of those, and then you will click in the description for the timestamp of the pile you pick. So really excited to have you all here, and I will see you in your pick a card section. Okay, bye. Hi friends, welcome to your pick a pile section. So let's start off with the first pile. We have the Santa Muerte Tarot, and then we also have this piece of crystal quartz. So quartz for me is about clarity, kind of strength of mind, connecting to your higher self, to your life's purpose. We call that Ori in Santeria. So that is pile one. Pile two, okay, I always forget the name of this, and I know somebody helped me out and reminded me last time, but this is rhodonite. Rhodonite's a really great grounding stone that opens up your heart chakra. So if you're having trouble with that, this is a great stone to have. I just think it's really cute. And yeah, little friend. This little friend used to live in a plant by my bed. And then we have our third pile, which is the piece of rose quartz. Your standard love attracting, manifesting stone. Always a great one to have. Oh, and this was the Rainbow Heart Tarot. I totally forgot talking about that in the middle. Our third pile is the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. So one of my favorite decks, a deck that talks a lot about spiritual progress and journey. So these are your three piles. Okay, friends, thanks for sticking with me through this. If you are ready, go ahead and choose the timestamp down in the video description to hop to your reading, and I will see you there. Okay, Bye. Hi Pile Ones! If you picked this little piece of crystal quartz, then this is your reading and the Santa Muerte Tarot. So I'm going to move this off to the side and we will pull that after. But I have shuffled your oracle cards, so we're going to pull those out first. And I took a lot as usual. Yep, okay. This is all of them. Okay, so we're going to do a person, oh I'm sorry if that was a little bit loud. We're going to do a person A and B type format. So person A will be your future spouse and person B is you. So for person A, we have the crocodile and the mountain as your central energy. For the purpose of this relationship is cracked open. Mutual attraction is the energy that is going to be binding you together. Some beautiful energy right there. And then we have the elephant, the forest, and the heart for person B, so you. Let me, oh my gosh. I'm gonna organize a little bit. Okay. And then we have happiness, the energy that you'll be in when you meet, and what is hidden will be revealed. And then we have, as kind of shadow aspects, we have Mars unbalanced for your person. And we have Saturn balanced and lightning strikes twice. Okay. So one thing that I want to just talk about first straight off the bat. So crocodile and elephant might seem on the surface that they don't necessarily have a lot in common. It's kind of an interesting dynamic where I feel like the two of you are going to be two opposite people that really balance each other out. If you see the crocodile has, it's an inverted triangle and the elephant is the triangle the other way. I forget which one. I think this is masculine, this is feminine. What's really interesting about this mutual attraction card is mutual attraction talks a lot about balancing masculine and feminine energy, where the masculine's energy, we're talking about energy here. Masculine energy is really a go-getter energy, go, pursue, initiate, start a relationship. And then at some point, that masculine energy has to kind of defer to the feminine, more receptive energy. And the more receptive energy kind of takes precedence in the relationship. What I think is interesting here is we have both divine, feminine, and masculine represented by these triangles. But your person's feminine energy, because when it's down, it's like a cup. When it's up, it's a spear, you know? Their energy is flipped to where it's almost hyper masculine, where you're kind of a little bit more balanced, I think. So I do think you're kind of finding your power when you meet this person. And these cards also talk about kind of different ways of being stuck. And the crocodile, when they're in not conducive energy to them, they feel stuck. The elephant talks about unsticking and being kind of full of wisdom and sometimes even creating obstacles in order to get things moving again and unstuck. And so I just think it's really beautiful. I feel like this person is very, very driven, and when you meet them, you're gonna show them a different kind of drive. I feel like they, at the core, they're almost like a mountaineer. They have their eye on the prize. They're okay, my prize is at the top of the mountain. But the thing that I love about this mountain card is it also talks about how the fact that the riches aren't actually at the top of the mountain. The riches are within. And then we have this cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. I feel like this connection is really going to open the two of you up in a really beautiful way where you're able to kind of ebb and flow with one another. It's also interesting too that like the forest talks about kind of getting lost. I feel like for you, you have a lot of wisdom and you have a lot of inner fire. I do feel like when it comes to love, you've almost feel like you have been wandering at this point. Like this person seems very, very driven, but like they're almost too driven where they think they're going in the right direction, but it's not actually getting them to where they need to go because they're like so focused on the top of the mountain. They're like missing the cosmos around, like the northern lights are around it. The riches are within the mountain, and they're like almost like moving away from them by moving up. I think you just got a massively large hand, sorry. like, so they feel very, very like linear and driven. You, on the other hand, I feel like you're a little bit more of like a pack mentality kind of wanderer, where maybe I kind of like feel for some of you, you may have kind of like dipped your toe and like dated a few different people and just kind of gone with the flow. For others, like you may kind of have been in a almost like ultra like wandering energy where you haven't really been like focused on love or haven't really prioritized it. Like Saturn balance is kind of your like baggage that you're bringing into this relationship. This person's Mars then balance is like that like driven fire, like over execution, over analysis, like over commitment to goals, things like that. With Saturn balance as your baggage, I kind of feel like you have been prioritizing internal growth and maybe like expansion of the knowledge or your career over love. And with this lightning strikes twice card, I do wonder if like there has been a connection in your past that kind of maybe like cracked you open in the first way, and kind of took your attention a little bit away from love. Like I feel like you have a lot of internal love for yourself. You have a lot of love for the people around you, but it doesn't feel like you've really prioritized love and relationships in your life. And I think this is a part of you, and I think actually like a part of both of you that is like almost untapped. Like it feels like the person that like your future spouse is somebody who is so driven, and I think hasn't really prioritized like deep feeling. Like they may have dated people because it kind of like fit their life and what they were looking to build, but it wasn't really a connection based on mutual attraction, but like more than physical attraction. And it just feels like when you meet each other, like what is hidden will be revealed. Like you're the lock and the key, and you have happiness as the energy. And there's like all of this like orange coloring within this mutual attraction card as well. I feel like you're really just gonna kind of know when you meet this person. Like something in you is going to change purely from meeting them. Like it's gonna take time for you guys like to iron out your differences. Like let me be clear about that, because I think y'all are gonna butt heads a bit. This person is very used to like getting their way. Like look at this like yellow, like I just heard like I have my eyes on the prize. And I feel like you're like, elephants are wise, but they're also stubborn as hell, and they're really hard to move. They're big ass animals, you know? I feel like this person is gonna come in with this kind of like over dominant energy, and you're gonna be like, whoa, dude. Like, I'm also myself, and I am also a sovereign being. and there are two people in this relationship. And I know, buddy, you're used to being the primo in this, but like, I'm also here. My needs also matter. I don't think this is going to be like I don't see this as a very combative relationship. I think it's more a learning. And I think this learning for you in particular on your side, because I feel like you are like really confident in yourself at this point, but you've been kind of like trying things on and things don't really seem to fit. And this lightning strikes twice. It feels like you're gonna kind of come into this and you're gonna be like, is this person really it? Like, I've fallen in love once, and will that happen for me again? Like, I don't really know. I feel like this wandering energy like is really, yeah, there's like a boat in here too. Like, I feel like the wandering or whatever you've been focusing on instead, like partially has been to protect your heart. I feel like there is like a heartbreak or some pain where you haven't really opened yourself up. And I think like at first this person's energy is going to be like a little bit overwhelming, but you are going to like know, like, I feel really happy around this person. And I think it's going to be a like time where for the first time in a really long time, or for the first time maybe ever, you're willing to actually like put aside like, I don't want to say put aside your goals, because you're not going to do that, you know? It's more like you see so much in this person that you're like willing to put the time into them instead of projects that you're working on. And that's not to say that you're not going to do those as well, but I do feel like you have kind of made the judgment call that people have not been worth your time or worth your energy, or they just didn't match your energy closely enough for you to like really want to invest in them. And this person, like, you are going to want to invest in. And I think like this question of, is it even possible for this to happen to me, like at all or again? I feel like this person is gonna be like a little bit in your face, like, no, bro, like, this is it. Like, I like you, so let's do it. I'm like really into this. Like, the second I shuffled out this happy card, like, I just got like the biggest like shit-eating grin on my face, and I still have it. I think you two are gonna teach each other a lot and really balance each other out. And it is going to be this kind of like ebb and flow, give and take relationship where like you really are like two whole people, but kind of two parts to a whole. And there's going to be kind of like a lot of like surrendering of your previous ways of being that really kept you stuck and kept you out of a fulfilling relationship. Like, I feel like those pieces are just gonna kind of like fall away through this. So yeah, let's move on to tarot. If this resonated, let's go. If not, this is time to click to a different pile, friends. Okay, Spirit, what can you tell me? I'm going to try to shuffle these and probably fail. Oh, the King of Cups is there when I cut. Cute. I'm going to try to shuffle, but these cards are so stiff still. Ooh. No. Okay, well, we're going to do sideways shuffles. I don't think I shuffled these before we started the reading. I feel like usually I get kind of messages when I'm shuffling, and I feel like this person is just like, no, like, they're mine. That's it. Like, there's no question about it. They shouldn't be asking. They're just gonna know. So I feel like this person is like, is gonna kind of, and again, that's that like unbalanced Mars energy. They're just gonna be like, no, dude, like, you're mine, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. Like, it's not even like a question for them. They just like decide, and you're like, I mean, shouldn't we get to know each other a little bit? And they're like, no, we shouldn't. You just, the Seven of Cups reversed, and it's like literally like, no, this, you don't get an option anymore. Like, your options are closed. This is kind of the wandering energy where I feel like you probably have been kind of like, well, like making a choice means that my options are closed, and I haven't really like found a choice that I'm willing to like give up my options, and not even necessarily for love, but for like everything else. Yeah, like I feel like this person is gonna kind of put an end to that. This person has got some sass. I'm digging it. I'm into their energy. Just like, no. Like, this is not like a fuckboy type of energy, which is just so refreshing. Okay. Spirit, what can you tell me about this person? Okay, so we have the Moon in reverse. And then we have the Five of Swords in reverse. And we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Like, this is going to be like a profoundly healing relationship for you. It is like, there is going to be a lot of negotiation at the beginning. I think you both are kind of coming into this with some hopes and fears. And a little bit of baggage. Like, I do think there is a reason why you have been focusing more on other aspects of your life. We have the Three of Swords. Yeah, like, don't be alarmed by the amount of swords in this pile, by the way. Like, there's two ways, like, to interpret. And then we have the Hermit. This is just, okay. Like, I want to just, like, call out, like, this Three of Swords is, like, interesting, right? Because you could interpret this as somebody, like, putting their swords in somebody else's back. Oh my gosh, I'm, like, way away from the camera. But we have this, like, skeleton who's just kind of, like, offering up this sword. And it almost looks like this person is, like, pulling the swords out of the back. I feel like this is a relationship where you are going to have a lot of healthy conflict. And it's really going to illuminate aspects of yourself and aspects of your life that have been stagnant and have been holding you back. Like, I think you both kind of come in with fears around love, and fears around attachment and what that's going to do to your ambitions in your life. Like, both of you seem very ambitious in very different ways. Sorry for the brief pause. I realized my vacuum started and then I knocked over a cup of tea. And now I'm back. I don't know if there's something in that. Like, yeah, I mean, the level of ambition that I feel from both of you, like, I feel like you've invested a lot of time in areas of your life that just have not been love. And I think that part, when you meet this person, like, that cycle, that part of your life is ending, and this is offering a chance for you to, like, really get the renewal and the safety and the security that you need in order to heal. Like, I feel like for both of you, there have been experiences where, whether this was love or, like, early on, that kind of taught you both to be a little bit, like, more in your rational mind as opposed to your emotions. And I feel like this relationship and this person and the safety of them and the safety of knowing that this person is somebody that I'm attracted to. They're attracted to me. Like, yes, we have our differences. Like, yeah, we got beef sometimes, but, like, at the end of the day, we come home and we, like, sleep side by side, and we know this, like, we both know I'm in it for the long haul. Like, I feel just like a lot of like safety and comfort from this Hermit card. Like, this person is truly going to be your safe haven to be able to kind of process through these more heavy energies that you experience. And I think like part of this cracking open of the purpose of this relationship is really to create this safe space for you to finally be able to heal from a lot of the pain and hurt that you've been through, and the reason why you've kind of like avoided love to a certain extent up to this point. Okay, Spirit. Let's ask, like, I want to ask how you're going to know it's this person, but I truly just think like you are just going to know. Like, you're really going to know. They're going to give you just this like safety feeling vibe. Like a warm hug, or like, I'm getting this image of like a warm glass of milk before bed, like somebody makes it for you just so you can like sleep well and like be calm. Like, this person is going to help you cultivate just this like inner state of happiness and security that you really haven't been able to cultivate with anybody else. Like I feel like you've had your emotions kind of locked away. Like, you haven't really revealed them. They've just been kind of lying dormant, and this person is really just going to bust you open. I kind of feel like I want to cry. Yeah, we have Temperance here. Oh. Like, they're just going to bring you so much balance and so much beauty into your life. I don't know why I'm doing this. I never. Here's the freaking Seven of Cups and the King of Cups again. Shut up. Okay. I feel like we can't ask any more questions because, like, this is just your message. Like, this person is truly going to just feel like home and fill you up with so much love. Like, you're really not going to be looking at anyone else. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay, I want to ask what you can work on while you hang out and get ready for this person. I feel like they're coming kind of soon, to be honest. Spirit. Woo! That is a lot of cards. Okay, stay true to yourself. Yeah, Spirit really wants you, like, if you haven't been in a relationship for a while, or like you've never really had like a big significant relationship, like, don't compromise yourself. This person is going to fit into your life and fit into you. Like, they want to negotiate with you. They do not want to change you. And I think that's something that like you can use that as your compass to know, do I feel good with this person? Like, because they're really down for me, or are they just trying to get something from me or change me to suit their needs? Like, this person is picking you because they adore you just the way you are, and like the conflict in the relationship is not about changing each other. It's really going to be about like working in communion with one another, like getting to this temperance, getting to this place where like you can pour into one another's cups, and it feels very natural, and it feels very supportive, and like you are happy to give and receive because there's really equal give and take. We have change is important, release the past. Again, like, this relationship is going to crack you open in a lot of ways, and I think building skills that can help you work through your fears that come up as it's happening is really going to help you. So if you've been like towing the line and deciding like, do I want to go into therapy? Do I want to talk to somebody? Do I want to improve myself in some way? Like, this is the time to do it, because we're always in a state of kind of like uncovering ourselves and getting down and like peeling back layers and finding things underneath. And I think the more tools that you have available to really have like crucial conversations and really like be able to kind of like negotiate your needs without letting somebody kind of steamroll you. Again, I don't get that like vibe from this person, but I do think that is going to be some sort of like negotiation or conflict throughout the relationship. Like I think this is something that like like you're just going to have conflict with this person. And conflict can be extremely healthy if it's handled in like a good way, right? Like it helps you expand and grow as a person. And this person is going to be very different than you in a lot of ways. And you're extremely compatible because that it's just going to take a little bit of navigation. So the more you can kind of build those communication skills, and really figure out like what your needs are, what are things that you can't compromise on. Like say you're somebody who needs a lot of alone time. Like how can you communicate that, hey, I love you, I just can't spend 24/7 with you. Like, can I have a couple nights by myself? Like you go out with your friends, you know, it's a compromise where that person still feels really supported and loved and you want them to go out and have fun, but like also, hey, I gotta have this time alone. Things like that will really help you. And then just being able to, you know, if you do get triggered by something this person says, like make sure you're able to kind of move on from these conflicts, right? Like once you tackle it, once you negotiate it, like on to the next one. And it's also about kind of like releasing all of this pain from the past as well. The more you can kind of start moving through this energy before you meet this person, the better like track you're going to have moving through it, right? Like if you start slowly releasing and this person like supercharges that, like you're already in that change mode. But if you're not really working on this and you meet this person, it's going to be really overwhelming at first. Okay, and then we have first quarter. It is time to commit. So yeah. Hi friend, if you have commitment issues and you've been hiding from love and focusing on your career or school or projects or whatever, this is your notice from spirit that like you need to shift if you really want to be in a relationship and you want a spouse. Like this is also going to take a mentality shift for you into really being open to this person when they come. Because again, I think they're like going to be in your face like, yo, let's go out. And I feel like your first reaction is like, no, I got shit to do. Like, who are you? So be open to them. And again, like stay true to yourself. Make sure you're compromising on something that you're okay with compromising on. And I think like as long as you understand what that is, you're gonna do great. Like this feels good. Like I've literally been like smiling this entire reading and probably pushed it on a little bit too long because I wanted to sit in the energy. But anyway, I hope this was helpful. I'm really excited for you. Honestly, I do think this isn't a distant, far off energy. Like this is pretty close. So yeah, get your ducks in a row. But thanks for hanging out, spending time with me. If this resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. That really helps me grow my channel. Above all, well, I want to say protect your little heart, but like put yourself out there. And I hope you will come and see me again soon. Okay, bye. Hi Pile 2s. If you chose this rhodonite, this is your reading and the Rainbow Heart Tarot. Woo. Okay, I'm gonna move this to the side and grab your oracles. I shuffled out quite a few. Okay. When I was moving the piles over, I just heard, hello, my love. So, I feel like a very like giddy energy from this pile and I'm really into it. Okay, so we're going to do person A-B format. A will be your person, your future spouse. B is yourself. For this pile, there may be some mirroring, especially because, yeah, from what I remember, there's some mirroring. Okay, so for person A, we have the moth. and the animal in reverse. For the energy that like is your kind of central energy of why this relationship is in your life, what kind of energy it's going to bring into it, we have fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. And then we have gentle penetration for kind of what you're like the overall theme of your relationship and how it's going to go. And when I shuffled out this card, I definitely giggled for like a while. So you're welcome. The only thing that would have been better is if you got like the boobies energy card, but you didn't, and it made me sad. Okay, and then for you, we have the butterfly, we have the fault line, and the castle. And I'm just gonna tuck these under because balance, y'all. And for the energy, like what this relationship is gonna feel like, we have comfort, which is such a beautiful card in this deck. And we have make it look like the night. And then I just heard like a cup of sleepy time tea. For shadow aspects that you're bringing in, your person is bringing in ladies helping ladies, and you are bringing in ride or die. Okay. So let's first and foremost talk about the intense mirroring going on with this mop situation and butterfly situation. With the gentle penetration card, like all I could think about when I shuffled these out was like sex ed from the 6th grade. I went to a Catholic school, so I don't know if everybody had this experience, but we had to watch animals make love to one another. And the thing that I remember the most was watching two butterflies go at it. Their like butts stick together. Anyway, that is the imagery I have in this pile. Like y'all are gonna be like stuck together like two peas in a pod. And then also we have this like fall into my arms, and there's two people just in there hanging out, holding on, surrendering. I feel like there is like there's this sense that you two are like intensely alike opposites. Like when you see each other at first, like you're kind of gonna be like, I don't know. But then when you start talking to each other and realize like who each other are, kind of the outward image of what you saw at first is really going to fall away, and you're going to fall in love with truly like the people that you are. If you look at it, like the animal is like a pretty wild card, you know, and we have the moth. Like I feel like your person is going to be a bit rougher around the edges than you. They're going to be a little bit wilder. They're not going to be this like very like well like on the outward sense like well put together. Like they're not going to know that you shouldn't wear brown shoes with black pants. You know, like some vibe like that where you're going to be like, I don't know about this. Like this person doesn't really seem like they're that kind of with it, you know? But I think it's just they prioritize like different things. Like I'm almost getting like a very like outdoorsy kind of doesn't really care vibe from this person. Like they're wearing flip-flops to places they really shouldn't be wearing flip-flops to. That kind of vibe. And I think it's just like their fashion or outward appearance isn't really their thing. Like they're more comfortable outside or in like a small group of friends. Like they just, that's kind of their comfort and where they like to be. I think you, on the other hand, I think you care a lot about your appearance. Like, and I don't think it's a negative thing. I do think it's something that like you two like look at each other at first and you're like, I don't think this person is like that my vibe. Like maybe you dress really well, like you have a nice car, you kind of like keep your like your upkeep is on point. Whereas this person's like, like once in a while, like cut my toenails. Like, I don't know. It's like they're wild. Like they're kind of like wild like that. And I think like the ladies helping ladies, it's I didn't really understand this when I shuffled it out, and I feel like now sitting in the energy, like I get it a little bit more. Like this person, like this person has never really put a lot of priority into the way that they present themselves into the world. Like, and I feel like that's almost like a like point of pride, but also like a point of fear for them. Like they haven't received their glow up, she's all that moment, okay? Like nobody's been like, I'm gonna take you a piece of coal and shine you bright into a diamond. And I think like they're almost like proud of their like helplessness at like not being able to like put together a functional outfit or something, you know. This is like a really weird message that's coming through, but I think the reason why it's coming through is because when they compare themselves to you, at first glance, they don't think you're the perfect fit, and you don't either. And that's like one of their like biggest kind of hurdles that they need to get over, is that somebody like you would be interested in somebody like them. And the interesting thing about the gentle penetration card, it's so cute. Like, honestly, I just get like this opposites attract. Like one of you might be like a little bit more like voluptuous than the other, and the other one's like a little bit more like thin, you know, like there's just like some sort of like body difference between the two of you, like short or tall, something like that. Like you really like complement each other, but there's just like this like you just kind of like gentle, like this like make it look like the night dude like looks like he's wrapped in a little blankie. Like there's so much like comfort in here. And the gentle penetration kind of, sorry, every time I say it, it makes me laugh. Like it's about like sustained kind of pressure and movement over time. Like never, it's not gonna be something that's like a fast, hard hitting moment for either of you. Like it's gonna be this like slow blossoming like development. Even this comfort card is like little like shoots of flowers coming up, like little flower buds. Like this is gonna grow over time and like blossom over time. And I think for you on your end, like you're also gonna see this person and be like, this person is like unkempt. Like I don't know about them. But I think you have been like to a like certain extent using these kind of like material things as is almost like your armor to letting people in. And I think this is starting to kind of fall away as you're meeting this person. Like you're slowly becoming more open to kind of seeing yourself with people who don't necessarily look like you or act like you or fit into this kind of worldview that you have, or who you think your partner should look like. Like the castle can talk a lot about like creature comforts and like, like we have like pearls around, but these pearls are like boxing in. And this perception of like your self-perception of what you truly need as a human being in a relationship is going to change a lot by being around this person. Because I think like over time, I'm getting like vibes like this person is going to be like in your friend group or around you, like maybe at work, but like it's not somebody that you like try to hang out with. They're just friends with a friend and they come along. And you're looking for your ride or die. You're like, I should be like, I think like your struggle when you first meet this person is, I think you have this perception that like it's gonna be love at first sight, and this person is just gonna knock you off your feet, and that's just gonna be it. And I think like Spirit really wants you to know that you're ride or die. Like, you don't get to that point just immediately. Like, this takes time. This takes time to develop and really like get to the point where you're comfortable in being a moth. Like, I feel like you're the butterfly, right? And I can't ever pick up these cards because of these nails, but I feel like you have gotten a lot of like validation, or you find a lot of self-worth in the things that you own and the way that you look. And it's not a bad thing. Like, I think you take amazing care of yourself. I think that this person is going to teach you that, like, no matter what happens, like, you could lose all your hair tomorrow, you are still the beautiful, badass person you were inside and out. Like, it's beautiful that you have these things, but they aren't a necessity. You can go into the woods and survive with like a backpack and a blanket and a water filter, and maybe even like not even that. Like, they give me like mad like survivalist like vibes. Like, this person watches those TV shows where some dude goes out into the wild with a hatchet and nothing else, and they're like collecting rainwater and trying to like outlast the other person, like what, like Naked and Afraid, or those survivalist shows. Like, that kind of feels like this person's mentality. Like, and I think that person is going to show that to you. And we also have these people like hanging out, it looks like a lake. Like, I feel like there's gonna be I don't know, like, you're gonna spend a lot of time outside with this person, and you're gonna be like, this make it look like the night, like, also makes me think of just kind of like gazing out into the stars. And who knows, like, maybe you're really gonna fall for this person on like a group camping trip. Flame just started jumping. I don't think you can see that. So for some of you, that might be how this goes. Yeah, like, I feel like cozy, like campfire and stargazing vibes. Okay, so if this sounds like you, let's move on to tarot and ask a little bit more about what this is going to look like. If not, we also have pile 1 or 3. Okay, where is this baby? Okay. It's really interesting. Pile 1 also had this like very intense vibe of like opposites attract. But theirs was more like personality based. Like, I feel like you and this person's personality are actually extremely similar. It's more just like the outward way you present yourself is very different. And neither of you is willing to kind of like budge on that at first meeting. It's like only after time spent with each other, you really see how alike you are and how complementary you are. Like, this is like a slow build over time. And then when it's there, like, it's there in your face. Like, it's going to be undeniable for the two of you. Okay, Spirit, what's going on? So we have the 8 of Pentacles reversed. And the Knight of Cups. How do you want to land? Okay. The King of Pentacles. Ooh. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay. I feel like this is like the opposites attract vibe. Like you're not even looking at each other. Okay, that was like far too many. What do you want? Okay, we're gonna take them all. Okay, we have the Four of Wands and the High Priestess reversed, the Page of Cups, interesting, under the Knight of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. Okay, let's just finish it off. We're going to get a lot of cards this time. The Chariot, and then I'm going to take back the deck for this final position, and Judgment. Aww. Yeah, I mean, I do like feel really strongly that the only thing that like holds back this connection and makes it move a little bit slowly is like your internal dialogue on what you think is going to make you happy. Like we have a High Priestess and the Eight of Pentacles reversed, and it's kind of weird. Like this Eight of Pentacles is like, this card is different than other decks. Right? Like it almost gives me like Seven of Cups vibes. Like I actually thought it was the Seven of Cups when I shuffled it out. I don't use this deck very often. And like all of these are kind of like monsters, but this dude is like holding on to a unicorn. And I just feel like what you both think you're looking for really gets in the way of you seeing like how compatible this person is for you. Like you're kind of focused like, oh, and the Seven of Cups is here too. I didn't even notice when I shuffled it out. I was like, oh, I see. Like this energy, this kind of focus on other things, like not really realizing like what you're holding in your arms and what you have. It's because you're both blocking off your intuition because you kind of are coming into this with preconceived notions of like, this isn't the type of person that I should be with. So I'm going to kind of like look in a different direction and try to find my Four of Wands somewhere else. And with both like the Knight of Cups and Page of Cups here, like I do feel like you both may be kind of looking at other people or like dating around, kind of like keeping your options open when you first meet this person. But like when it hits and when you both like get on the same page, it's just gonna flow. But it is just gonna take kind of like that long time. I feel like this person too, like when you interact with them, like the two of you aren't gonna admit that you have feelings at first. Like I'm really getting this image that like you're gonna stand really close to each other, and like you're always gonna, oh, and the candle's jumping again. Like you're always gonna be like kind of like touching each other, like when you hand things back and forth, like your hands will touch, like you'll like always sit with each other when you're out with friends and stuff, but you won't admit that you have feelings. Like I feel like this is gonna take a while for you to like really commit to and really like decide like this is what I want. But I do feel like other people are for sure gonna notice before you do. Like, I really just feel like you're gonna be kind of like dancing around each other because your lives are so different, but it's gonna be kind of like drip by drip by drip. This person is gonna work their way into your heart, and you're both going to be like really captivated by one another. Yeah. This is just like such, honestly, it's such beautiful energy. Like it truly just feels like a warm hug. So, okay, let's get you a little bit of advice for, actually, I want to pull from this other deck. What you can do to start preparing for this person to come into your life. Although I do feel like this is split half and half or somewhere along those lines, where some of y'all already know this person and you might be being called out a little bit by spirit. Like if you got caught by that, like always sitting next to each other, always kind of like touching each other or whatever, like that person's into you and you're into them. FYI. Stop lying to yourself. Anyway, okay. Spirit, what do you have for us? Whoop, that was a weird shuffle, but I'll take it. Obara, if you insist on your price, people will forget your value. Yeah, I think for you, this is really talking about like being kind of attached to like material things in a way where it prevents you from really connecting with somebody who's a little bit different and doesn't prioritize those things. I also have O'Shea, the shine of gold fascinates but also dazzles. Yeah, like don't let this person's rough kind of, animalistic exterior really distract you from the beautiful person that they are inside. Like, it's love. Love doesn't need to look a certain way or have a certain income or, fit into this perfect image or this perfect box. Like, I think this person is really going to help you kind of let go of the external and really start judging people and things and like giving props to yourself and like what's internal as well. Like the Queen of Pentacles is a super hard worker, she's like beautiful. She has a lot of like wealth and beautiful things in her home, a lot of stability. But like you're finding your King of Pentacles, but like maybe his riches just look a little bit different than how you were raised or like your family expectations or what society tells you they need to look like. Because that's your person, like that's your match. You literally got the moth and the butterfly, which kills me with the gentle penetration card. But yeah, this is my reading for you. I actually want to pull like one more card from this deck as well. Oop. This card is about boundaries, but again, this is like a circle of gold. Like, and Spirit is just saying, look a little deeper. Look a little deeper. Like, your definition of this, like, because when, where's that castle card? Like, that castle card has the pearl box, right? Like, there's boundaries in here. And I think, like, the box that you create for yourself in your life is going to be changed, like, completely by this person. And Spirit is just, like, letting you know that is safe and that is good. And you are going to get so much joy from this change. So I hope that this resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe. I really loved having you here. This is beautiful energy. You're a future spouse. Like, you two are a match, truly. And I'm so excited for you. Yeah. In the meantime, protect your little heart. Let this person into it. And I will see you in another reading. Okay, bye. Hi, Pal Threes, little cuties. If you picked this cute little rose quartz, this is your reading. We are going to pull out the oracles first. And then we'll get into your reading. Okay. Sure. We're going to do person A and B style. So A is your person, B is you. The energies could be flipped. They haven't felt like they have been. And then we'll dig into kind of what the relationship looks like. So for person A, we have the river in reverse and swan. I have the song The River by the Bay in my head right now. Okay. And that song's like, I mean, they, like, I think they're French, but they have like ties to, I don't know, Santori or Ifa, but they sing a lot about the Orishas, and that is about Oshun. Okay, and then we have A New Earth, It's Happening, Keep Holding the Vision, and Lost Land, Soul Memories and Gifts. You've done this before, so this is kind of what you're learning in this relationship. I truly like think it's to connect with yourself and see the bigger picture, like see what is external to you, but realizing that the external is all found internal. Such an interesting message. Okay, and then we have harmony as what this relationship is going to be like. For your energy, we have the Vision sideways, and then we have the Shark and the Stingray. I just got like little like shiveries. Let's see. No, I want to put these ones down first. Okay. So you got a few cards. So what this relationship is going to like feel like. So we have Death and Peace. I really get like strong kind of like ego vibe or like ego death vibes from this. Like this, out of all of the piles, like this one feels like the more like spiritual relationship. Like, and we've got kind of this like mirroring energy. Yeah. And then we also have Inside Looking Out and Slimy. For shadow aspects, for person A, we have Chutes and Ladders. So these are kind of like baggage this person is bringing into this relationship. And then The Price is Wrong, Bitch, which is a quote from Happy Gilmore. If you haven't seen that movie, best golf movie or sports movie ever made. In my family's humble opinion, you know, I think my dad would disown me if I said anything different. And then for your baggage, kind of like shadow aspect you're bringing in, is Emotional Double Duty. Okay, so again, I do think this is a highly spiritual relationship. Harmony is also number 11. And the Harmony card, there's a lot in this card. I mean, it's like it talks about like heaven. Like heaven is actually on earth and earth is in heaven. I need to pull this because I feel like I want to read this because I think it ties in with this like really well. So earth seems to be above heaven and heaven is on earth. The gravity of matter merges with the upward radiation of light to create a condition of deep harmony. This juxtaposition denotes a time of peace and blessings for all living things. And another like sentence that was like, a deep chaos abides in nature, but humanity, by carefully responding to the rhythms and cycles of the times, can find peace in the natural world. And it's like interesting because this A New Earth, it's like this person is actually like standing in the cosmos, like looking up at earth. I feel like this, again, like this relationship is really here to teach you that no matter what chaos is happening in your life, because this feels chaotic. Sorry, that's really like rapid hand movements, but it does. Like, it feels like there is a fuck ton of energy moving through this pile, and like this river, like you two are connected. There's mirroring in this swan. Like there's also, this has been like repeated in a pattern in kind of the rest of the readings as well, but like we have divine masculine and feminine here, and with the swan reverse, like the triangle's pointing up, so divine masculine. over here it's inverted like a cup, so feminine. Like, this just feels like a connection that is going to really just turn you inside out. And we have this like inside looking out card as well. Like, I feel like there are going to be kind of like maybe a stop and start to this relationship as well. It doesn't feel 100% linear to me. And a lot more cards also came out than the other piles. Like for the other ones, like mostly we had like one card from each like deck inside, and you got multiple, which kind of tells me that like there is going to be like, there's going to be a separation. So if you've already experienced that, like that, we'll talk more about this, and like, you know, like somebody could be coming back. One interesting thing that I just remembered when I shuffled out these cards is like, I go for two, like person A and B, right? But like when I shuffled them out, like a third person kind of came out. I think it was the moose. So when you meet this person, you or that person may be in a relationship already that's kind of just like steady plodding along, but like not really going anywhere. But there, it does feel like in this, there is some sort of ending. But the ending feels like the beginning, if that makes any sense. Like, the ending is what starts this journey. Like, it feels like you're gonna meet this person, and I think for you, like, you're a pretty spiritual person, and you typically kind of like know exactly where you're going. Like, you're pretty connected to your intuition. I think you are gonna find that you become disconnected from your intuition, and there's a purpose to it. Like, it's really about challenging the way you view the world. Like, I feel like this, like, inside looking out, I feel like you have the tendency to be a little bit of an observer at times. And life like really wants you to like get in the thick of it. Like, and slimy can talk about like good slime and bad slime. Like, sometimes you don't know like until you get in a situation whether like that sliminess is something like feral and good, or whether it's like moldy and gross. And the stingray, like, we have a card that's like a predator and a card that's like, I don't think stingrays are actually prey, but in this deck, it talks about kind of like boundaries that can be a little bit more malleable and learning to grow a spine. And you also have the emotional double duty card here is like the energy you're bringing in. So I feel like there is like a little bit of like a nudge from spirit in this for you to like become that shark and really grow your backbone and hold on to that vision. And not let this person has a little bit of like steamrolly energy. And the energy that they're bringing into this connection is like shoots and ladders and the price is wrong, bitch. Which, I'm gonna be real, are like pretty frustrating energies. I think this person is going to be a little bit inconsistent because their life when you meet them is going to be utter fucking chaos. Like, and this is kind of like the energy that I was like feeling where it was just like a lot. Like, this person is going to get busted open. Like, your growth within this is like looking within and learning to stand up for yourself. This person is fleeing from themselves, and they've been doing this for a long time. It's like the vibe I get is this person is like, I don't like drama, but then they create drama like literally everywhere they go because their shit is like not solid. You know, like they're inconsistent. They don't they don't follow up with their commitments. Like this is like the chutes and ladders. It's like they climb a little ladder and then they just find themselves like all the way at the beginning because they're not consistent enough in the way that they like pursue things to actually see the benefit of it. And this price is wrong. I feel like they think that they're paying like, how do I explain this? Like they're not doing this out of malice. Like they're not a bad person, you know? Like they actually think they're doing the right thing and they're working their way up in whatever like job, skill, like life. Like they think that they're walking the good path. But they're actually like, I almost feel like they're paying in like tears or chaos in their life because they're trying to buy the wrong thing or they're like aiming towards the wrong thing. And I think that the connection with you like is really going to transform them in a way where their goalpost is going to shift. Like you're starting to build kind of inner strength from within and becoming stronger. They're becoming more balanced. Like they feel very out of balance, very inconsistent. And so they're kind of going to be like honing in to a point. This river, when it flips up right, is just going to sweep out all the bullshit from their life. And they're going to be left with themselves and their actions. And they're going to start getting their shit together. And I think this is part of like this like slimy card and this inside looking out. Like both of you are going to be taking a look at your lives in a micro detail and figuring out like what's the good shit that I'm going to keep, like, and what's the shit that I don't need to live with anymore. Just like harmony is kind of like, it's about cultivating the chaos of nature. This is about navigating the chaos of life and deciding like, what do you want? What are you willing to deal with? Like, what's your kind of bullshit and what's not your kind of bullshit? And I think this is like a really like deep coming home for both of you. Where like, this is going to start in a lot of fucking chaos. And when it comes back around, all you have left is this peace and harmony. Like you've literally like shattered any preconceived notion you had about the world, about life, about each other. And you're kind of like starting fresh and starting new and starting to get to know one another again. It's like you're completely two new people. It's kind of cool. Like this energy is very, very cool. Okay, so if this sounds like you, then let's move on to tarot. If it doesn't, then pile 1 and 2 were freaking beautiful readings. So all of these have been beautiful. Like, I don't want to scare you because I feel like this like little intro section was chaotic, but if you know, you know. Like, this also was the pile with the most spiritual tarot deck. And like, this is a journey. This is meant to connect you to yourself, to the person that you were meant to be, to your destiny. Okay. So we talked a lot about how we're going to get there. So Spirit, can we focus on what this relationship is going to feel like when they're in it? We have ancestors. I feel like your ancestors are going to be rejoicing. Like this is something that they have been helping you along with. We have Santera, which is the Queen of Pentacles. We have Laplace, which is the Knight of Wands. We have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this card comes out in like literally every single reading I do with this deck. And then we have card of initiation, judgment, secret societies. Okay, friends, that was just too much. But what did just like pop out is the Tower and the Two of Wands. So I'm just going to put those off to the side. So I feel like that's just like a footnote. The Two of Swords just spun itself. Did you see that? Wild. Okay. We have the Nine of Wands and the Three of Cups reversed. We have Possession, which is strength. And then we have Labeline, the Four of Cups, which, let me just state, I do not take this like Four of Cups as like a normal, disinterested, gross Four of Cups. Like in this deck, Labeline is such a beautiful, beautiful energy. Like she is so calming and so peaceful. It's like journeying into the whale's mouth and like having trust, having faith that you're going to be safe and okay. That's my personal interpretation from this card. I love Labeline. So I just want to point that out. Like for me, like this is the most beautiful card in this deck, which I'm kind of pumped that it came out. So let's talk about this Two of Wands and this Tower. Like I think this is Spirit like emphasizing like, yeah, like shit's gonna go haywire. And I think that there is a choice here. We also have the Three of Cups in reverse. And the Three of Cups in this deck is really about like getting in touch with oneself, getting in touch with one's intuition, feeling things that like are there but not there. I think there is like a sense of distraction at the beginning of your relationship. I think that choices are made that are going to pull you away from one another. But Spirit really wants you to know that this is part of the plan. Like this is divinely guided. This is part of your initiation into whatever tradition, lineage, if any, you decide to pursue in this lifetime. Like this is really going to push you into your spirituality and your spiritual awakening, whatever that looks like for you. Like this is a card about balance, about kind of scales balancing out, about trust in the unknown, about taking a leap of faith. And I'm hearing like trial by fire. And we had the river as the person's energy, like in the first section. Then we have the river here, like Oshun is going to take this person away and bring this person right back, is what it feels like to me. And we also have the Two of Swords here, which this deck, I don't know, I just like interpret cards very differently. This deck seems much more Two of Cupsy to me than the actual Two of Cups in this deck. The actual Two of Cups has one person on it. She's just like gazing out. It's a beautiful card too. But this card is about like having what each other needs. And like this person has a mandrake root, the other person has herbs. Like separate, they only have one ingredient. But if you come together and you share and communicate and trade, then you have everything that you need. And I feel like there's so much mirrored like energy between you two. I think it's going to be really hard for you to see that like you can come together in a really peaceful way. And even that peace card, like the little dove has a little like branch in its mouth. Like I feel like when when it comes back around, like you're going to have a much clearer idea of who you are, what you have to offer, and what it looks like to receive. And I think for you, because like your card of emotional double duty, like I feel like you haven't really felt a relationship where there's been really good balance, and a good give and take. Like even the Nine of Wands here, it's a card of like struggle and work and perseverance. But in this deck, it's not about being bandaged and like barely being able to make it through. It's about cooperation and strength. Like I feel like this connection is going to push you to develop an inner strength that you never thought possible. And then also like bring this person back around to amplify it. Like I feel so much stability here. I think that one thing that you'll find with this person, I feel like especially at first, it's going to be really hard to communicate. Like we have this card, like the Eight of Cups here. In traditional Rider-Waite, that's about like going off on your spiritual journey and kind of leaving things behind. Like in this deck, it really talks about miscommunication, kind of like saying, like you say something and almost you can like feel the way that it like didn't hit right, or it didn't come across the way you wanted it to. I feel like the strength of your connection is going to make conversations like much more intense than they have been with any other person, and it is going to kind of like throw you off a little bit. But Spirit like wants you to know like that's just because of the depth of your feelings and the fact that like this is so novel to both of you. Like neither of you have felt this before. And you're going to want to take that leap of faith and say like, yeah, like maybe it's not perfect. Maybe this didn't happen in the perfect way, but like we have Secret Societies and La Baleen here. Like they're both about, for me, they're both about trust. Kind of trust in the unknown, trust that you're here for a reason, like you're here for your path. I'm gonna pull these cards back out. Oh damn it, I missed this. Okay. Like a new earth is happening. Keep holding the vision and like, hi. One card came out for you, the vision. And lost land, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before. This is another card that kind of points to this being a cycle and somebody coming back. I feel like you have had, like, look at that. Look at these two cards. Like, I don't know if you can see that well, but they're both kind of just like chilling, gazing out, just trusting. And I feel like you have put so much trust and faith into the universe that like it almost feels like, you know, I don't feel like you're even tied to the outcome of this person coming back, to be perfectly honest. Especially with that death and like peace card, it feels like you've kind of like said, hey universe, hey ancestors, bring me who I need. And I feel like this like water is sweeping through both of your lives and changing you in a way where like, again, you're coming back as brand new people, ready and willing to collaborate and work with one another. And there's going to be a lot of comfort and a lot of safety in that. There's also going to be a lot of fear too, right? Like, I think at first it's going to be really hard to kind of relinquish control and give that part of yourself to another person and really trust that like this time it's not going to go wrong. But Spirit wants you to know, like, another thing with this Swan card. I want all these cards right now. Like, okay, like, this card, like, obviously looks just like these swans are mirrored, but they're really emphasizing, like, this isn't just a mirroring for this person. Like, this is a full-on transformation. Like, and they're not doing a 360 right back to where they were. They're doing a 180, and they're getting their shit right. Like, their shit is upside down. Now it's right side up. And I think you gotta, like, trust in the direction that this transformation is taking this person. Especially, you know, like, I did kind of, like, talk about that, like, potential third person or other relationship in this. Like, if that's the case for you, number one, you're gonna know about it, okay? Like, this person doesn't feel nasty like that. They just feel overwhelmed. I feel like it is going to take a lot of trust, especially if you do need to, like, walk away from this at a certain point. But the amount of peace and just, like, balance with the universe that you're going to have, like, with this person in your life, just really beautiful. And I think both of you, it's going to take a lot for both of you to get here. And I think that's the thing that, like, above all, both of you really want from a partnership is, like, you want this kind of equal give and take. Like, yeah, life is fucking chaotic, but if we're together, we're working together, we're moving towards the same goal, like, we can do it. We're going to hit that harmony. We are going to, like, we're going to be able to cultivate whatever garden we're looking for. And this person is in it. Like, there's not going to be a question for them. Okay. Let's grab, this deck, some cards and ask what you can do to kind of prepare for this. Or, I feel like for most of you, not going to lie, I feel like you're already in separation with this person. And another message that's kind of coming through too, take this with a grain of salt, right? Like, life is long, the path is long. There are a lot of people who are going to come into your life and cause a fuck ton of chaos that are really just bad people. And working with your intuition, and there is, like, a note here about working with your intuition. And the Knight of Wands can be kind of like that fuckboy energy, right? Like, work with your intuition and deep knowing. I feel like sometimes it's hard when we have, like, really strong connections with people and a lot of trauma bonds and trauma ties. Like, sometimes it feels like somebody is meant to be in your life forever, when maybe they were there just for a season. So use discernment. Like, if the person that you're dealing with right now that you're kind of, like, in separation from, if they're hurting you, if they're not acting right, like, and it's not respectful, like, that's probably not this person, because this person doesn't seem like that. I'm just going to be really honest, right? Like, and again, life is long. You're going to date a lot of people with some varying behaviors and personalities. And I think the best way to approach these things is, like, honestly, leave it up to the universe, right? Like, you can't change this if you tried. Like, this is a very, like, soul contracty feeling type deal. And I think Spirit just wants you to know, like, focus on you, like, focus on being, like, this Queen of Pentacles. Like, you got a lot of protection from the universe right now. And they're saying like if you need to walk away from something, walk away from something. Like the right thing is going to come back. You could fixate on it the entire time, or you can go live your damn life and like be a queen. And that's really what Spirit is like saying. Because you're a badass, like you deserve to be happy. Anyway, that was kind of a side note that like went on for a little bit longer of a tangent. If that resonated with you, like, is for you. If it didn't, sorry for the little soliloquy. Okay, Spirit. Whoop. Okay. So your advice, Okaran, the dangers of the world are always lurking. So I think this is like talking a little bit about that fear-based mentality. Like this pile has a very strong like feeling that like faith and perseverance are going to get you through. Like, and this kind of ties into what I was just talking about. Like the person that's meant for you is going to come. And if this is your person, they're going to come back. But there's no point in like fixating on that or fixating on will they, won't they. And I know that is the most frustrating thing to hear and really annoying, like when you're in that mentality. But your spirits really want you to like find joy in life outside of this person, especially if there's a separation, because you have a lot of growth to go through and they do as well. And that's all part of it. Like you can't be in this union unless you've done the work too. So Spirit is really saying with this, like, there's a lot of painful shit in life, and the worst thing you can do is like manufacture more pain for yourself. So go out and like trust in the universe, trust in the divine, leave it up to them, and go live your damn life and be fucking happy. Like they want you to be so fucking happy, truly. That is why they're telling you this. From this deck. Okay, I'm going to pull you advice from this deck. I think that was the card that wanted to come out. Okay, and what advice do we have for our pal threes? We have count your blessings. Yep. Like you got so much good. Honestly, like you are a phenomenal, beautiful person. And I know I've like talked a lot about kind of like the struggles of like how you're going to come in union with this person, but I think your soul already knows like what it's going to be like. And I think the message that you need right now like truly is to focus on yourself, like give this up to the universe and find joy in your life. Like don't fucking wait, you know? Like don't wait for anybody. If this is your situation, like again, there was like third party shit in this. Like that could also be you going out and dating somebody too. Like there's other energies in here. So don't be afraid to like access what you have and enjoy what you have. Again, Spirit like just wants you to be happy. And they're telling, listen and learn. If you have, we got some little titties here. If you have like little pet friends, like fucking, if you're feeling lonely and you're feeling upset and you know, like you need that love, like go fucking snuggle your cat, snuggle your pup, go get a frog. Oh my God, I've been subscribing to some Instagram accounts about frogs. They're so damn cute. Like there are other ways in your life that you can access love outside of this person. And honestly, like, I don't think we talk about it enough in life, but like romantic love is not the most important part of your life. It's not the most important type of love either. Like you have your friends, you have your family, you have your pets. Like you have a lot of love around you. I can definitely tell you that. And Spirit wants you to access that love and really like be in love with you and with your life. Like, I don't want to say fuck this person, but like fuck this person for a while. Like they don't matter, right? Like you matter in this moment, and if it's meant to be, it will come back around. So this is what I have for you. Hopefully this was helpful. Sorry for like the kind of tangents that are coming up, but I try to be realistic, and I truly care and want you to be happy. And this is the type of advice that I would give my best friend. So hopefully this was helpful. If it resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me grow my channel, and I'm just so grateful to have you here. So go protect your little heart, but like get out there, put yourself out there, have some damn fun, and I hope you will come and see me in another reading. Okay.